All right, this is our presentation for the pitch for Core Preachers by us, which are our team name is Goofy Troopers. The vision statement will be that Core Breachers is a fantasy tower defense slash base builder, where the player creates their own base using walls, troops, and towers to protect themselves from a horde of enemies that will come from around the map and basically try to breach the walls.
Uh, our description is that as a hybrid of between tower defense and base building games, um, we uh, unlike most tower defense games where the horde of enemies comes from set locations, uh, ours will include being able to attack the base from all different directions around the base. After walls are destroyed as defenses from of the base, the horde will try, if needed, prioritize going through that new opening to cause further damage towards the defenses. And then each round will continuously increase the difficulty to make the player have to rethink their defenses and strategies.
Mechanics. Core Breachers draws heavy inspiration from the but balloon balloon. I'm sorry, I'm just so silly. I'm sorry. The Balloons TD series and the Clash of Clans, combining the two to form a unique gameplay style. The mechanics that will be used from other games are wave-based enemy spawning, scaling difficulty, different troops slash different type of towers, different attack styles on both games, grid-based placement systems for troops and defenses, indestructible walls that force the enemy AI to either destroy or redirect themselves to the breached area based on distance. How Core Breachers uses them differently. Players fully design the layout to their defenses and aren't forced to build around the map like Balloons TD. The enemies react in in real time to the destruction of walls, unlike Balloons TD. You can move your troops in between rounds if adjustments are needed, instead of a set amount of enemies making the end of the path, causing the game end. The core has to take enough damage to cause the game to be over.
So the platforms and genres, again, will be on Windows PC as our primary platform, and the genre is a tower defense and base building hybrid. For the development tools and language, we'll be using Unreal Engine 5 as our game engine. The languages will be C++ and Blueprint for the wrapper side, and combining the C++ with Blueprint to make it easier for like the UI, for example. For version control, we'll be using Perforce, and for storage, will be our Google Drive, and the way we'll manage our project will be through Jira, and we'll be using Confluence for our notes, and we'll be hosting the game on itch.io once we're complete. And for the team, I'm Caleb DeVoe. I'll be working on the grid and placement system, as well as just the health component and general programming.
I'm Tyler Liston. I'll be working on the artificial intelligence and user interface and general programming.
I'm James Preston II. I will be handling level design and project lead and general programming. Comparable products that we have are Balloons Tower Defense 6, which what it does well includes its troop variety and upgrade trees and replayability. What it doesn't do is Through the fixed enemy paths and limited placement options, players tend to react and as opposed to making their own defenses that are specifically needed. Clash of Clans does well as a strong base building and placement of towers being important to the strategy of performing. But as it is not real time, it differs in needing to being able to have input from the player while something is happening. And then Civilization 6, as a real time strategy, it allows for different ways to win and a form of long term progression. Albeit as not a tower defense, it is closer to the RTS genre. It is a steep learning curve and hard to get into, and the games can last very long, such as upward to 2 hours.
The A feature, core feature, the core functionality is grid based wall and troop placement systems, enemy wave spawning with scaling difficulty, destructible walls with HP, enemies that have dynamic pathfinding, a health system, wave based economy, upgrading, buying troops, enhancing your defenses, and different attack styles such as hit scans, projectiles, AoE, and the game UI includes go to mount the go to mount displayed, current wave, enemies remaining, and then the times before the next wave.
And then for the medium and lowest priority, for medium, we have um, different multiple troop types and multiple enemy types, as well as different elements for the enemies and troops, uh, sound effects, music, and visual effects. And then lastly, if we have enough time for the lowest priority, we'd like to add some boss waves with special attack behaviors. Possibly a second level that changes the game in a drastic way. Visual degradation as the core and walls get damaged. They show damage over time, and just more visual cues overall for the player to understand.
For reference images, we have a StarCraft 2 here to help a show off the a grid placement system. Command and Conquer as a general idea for the overall base building, and Clash of Clans to help show what would may be used for our influence for our UI, including needing to show our money and energy resources as opposed to any enemies that are on the field that still need to remain to be taken care of.